Hello. I am one of millions of Malaysians who are concerned with where our nation is headed. Things just don't seem right. Like me, you must be having a sense that things aren't going in the right direction. Maybe that's why your friend passed you this DVD. Or maybe you chanced upon this video on the internet in a search for solutions. Whatever the case may be, I want to spend a few minutes to talk to you about your family and your future. We wish to invite you to join us in a project to save Malaysia for our children. Maybe you don't have children yet, but surely you have loved ones that you have concerns for. How do you see the future? Is it bright or gloomy? Are any of the 12 items listed here important to you? In 1990, they were promised us by Dr. Mahathir under Wawasan 2020. When Dr. Mahathir retired and Badawi took over, Wawasan 2020 was replaced by Islam Hadari. When Najib took over, Islam Hadari was discarded and replaced with One Malaysia. Do we change slogans every time we change a PM? Looking beyond the slogans, is UMNO BN the solution or the problem? Consider price trends. Subsidies were partially withdrawn recently. How does it affect you? For over 40 years, we were told inflation lies between 2 to 4%. Is this true? Food is up 5% every year. What we got for 60 sen in 1969 cost more than 4 ringgit today. And Chinese tea is extra. What if GST is imposed or subsidies removed totally? Cars. We have been paying more than double what the US is paying because of protection for Proton and APs for cronies. And prices have gone up by more than 7% per year. But the Americans are earning 8 times more. Houses. Everyone dreams of owning a house. In 1970, a fresh graduate could buy a house with 4 years of salary. Today, the same house will take 28 years to pay off. Our parents have to pay the down payment for us, and we spend the rest of our working lives to pay it off. How is it, after 40 years, things are much worse? We are supposed to be headed for developed nation status, not going downhill. What is the result? We stay in smaller houses, we live further away for cheaper housing, we waste more time commuting. Our earning power drops. Can it get worse? You bet. This is a typical pyramid of power with the lower class at the bottom and the ruling class at the top. A simple test for good government. Is the middle class expanding or shrinking? Malaysia's pyramid is quite obvious. A pagoda-shaped pyramid. Our middle class is shrinking. 3 million have migrated due to lack of education and economic opportunities. Another 3 million were brought in from Philippines and Indonesia through Sabah under Project M. Furthermore, the drop in purchasing power pushed millions from the middle class to the lower class. If this trend continues, we are headed for a failed state like Myanmar. Evidence of the Myanmar middle class is all around us. We see them running our restaurants. By 2020, we will be an exporter of maids and labourers. The root cause of our problems is a small fringe group of extremists controlling the levers of power that we call the politico-civil service complex. They control everything. They eat the meat while leaving the bones to us. This has resulted in Malaysia achieving half of the 12 criteria of a failed state. It means we are halfway there. It may not be so obvious when we measure income in ringgit. Try gold. In 1970, an amma earned 0.476 ounces of gold per month. Today, our children who graduate from university are worse off. They only earn 0.425 ounces of gold per month. In fact, half an ounce of gold matches the European standard for poverty in Malaysia. It is 2,000 ringgit per month household income, and 40% of households live below that level. Look at the chart. We had 40 years of NEP, which was supposed to eradicate poverty irrespective of race. 42% of Malays, 24% Chinese, 31% Indian, and 82% Orang Asli, Orang Asal live below the poverty level. Clearly, the NEP has failed us. What happened? Three things are killing us: inflation, foreign labor, and corruption. We are squeezed from top and at the bottom. We gave power to UMNO BN for too long. They became corrupt. They abused the instruments of government such that they could not be removed in elections. Consider how biased the SPR is. How they gerrymander the electoral boundaries to favor UMNO. Najib's fixed deposits in Sabah and Sarawak control 25% of the parliamentary seats, although their voters only made up 15% of the total votes. Next, consider the 4.4 million unregistered voters. Why can't we have automatic voter registration? The current rate of registration is way below the number of babies being born, so the backlog will never be cleared. The reason is, new voters don't like UMNO BN. Consider how the various government institutions that were supposed to protect and serve the people have failed. Judiciary has failed. Police has failed. MACC has failed. Home Ministry has failed. BN component parties have failed to protect the people from UMNO. Churches are bombed over an issue artificially created by the Home Ministry over the word Allah. Natives are raped, oppressed and abused, and yet the authorities turn a blind eye despite overwhelming evidence. In politics, things don't happen by accident, so we can assume the authorities are involved. Even the Orang Asli are coming out to protest. Why is the government oppressing the people? Clearly, the government treats the people as slaves to be exploited and to be suppressed to prevent them from overthrowing UMNO. If Anwar can be beaten up like this, are we safe? 100,000 peaceful demonstrators appealing for free and fair elections were attacked by the police. 30,000 Indians asking for justice were attacked with chemical water and tear gas. It is clear that a system of oppression and psychological warfare is being waged against the people. To achieve our dreams, we need national unity. But UMNO is the biggest obstacle. So the solution is to reject UMNO by the next elections. We have 5 options. Take whichever one suits you. Remember, Bersih 2.0 is very important. You can start with voter registration. Please contact the person who passed you this DVD to find out how you can contribute to change for a better Malaysia. Thank you for listening. Take action now.